So as we gone through in the last session, I think just quick recap that obviously in the last session we started doing configurations, and some of the configurations we did complete, and then whatever leftover are there, we will try and cover in today's session. Then once the configuration is done, uh, then we will try and load a transaction file and look at the accounting entries.
Raj, sorry to disturb. Raj, can you open an Excel and I mean write the things what we have completed and what need to be completed. The stepwise we can cover actually.
Yeah, so this one.
I mean, open new Excel sheet and till now, I mean, what we did and what need to be done. I mean, what is the remaining steps we need to do perform to complete
Yeah, that's what. So this. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes. I mean, I'm able to see.
Okay, so this one will give very good picture on that what we did. Okay, and then what all components are required. And anyway, we can go again those whatever we did last time also. So quick recap we can do on those one. Okay, so uh, in order to bring or in order to create a journal, obviously journal sits over here. General entry rule set is nothing but your complete journal is at this level, and within that we had different components, correct? So we looked at last time general line rule, which was debit and credit for, and we created also, but we'll go again once to understand better. Then we also did account rule. So these two components we did, and then mapping set, correct? So these three components we did last time. So today what we'll try to cover, first recap on this one, very quick recap, and then we'll do description rule and supporting references. And pretty much once this also configured along with the custom formula, then pretty much we will go and look at the general entry rule set, assign that to accounting method, and after that we will create a transaction. Okay, so if we go back to our environment, so I was just doing some prerequisite configuration earlier, so that's why you can see here. But let me go to the home page. Okay, so on the home page, on the setup and maintenance, the very first activity, and before we start, any questions, or I'm not sure whether you guys looked at during like last week, is there any question why I'm getting into the application, so that I can answer those questions if you have any, or if, and then I can include in the demonstration as well where required. So any question from Jakir, Varsha, or Ellen?
Actually, Raj, I am unable to practice the complete the practice. So
Okay.
this, I mean,
No problem. Anyway, you would have the recorded video, so that should be okay if you're not able to get time now. But I thought of
one thing,
checking.
Tanmay, you are there on call. I think Tanmay is not there.
Any specific question for Tanmay?
Actually, I mean, we got access for the 3 weeks, right? So that our 3 weeks session, I mean, would be complete today by itself, right?
Correct.
So do we get the instance access for, one more week or what?
No, I think instance access you would get for a couple of weeks. So then once Tanmay is there, he can confirm, but you get for multiple weeks. Okay. Okay, so let's get into that accounting transformation.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Yeah, in the accounting transformation, I think we started with this task, correct? So we prepared this template. We had prepared this template, the setup one. Then we created this zip file, and then zip file we had uploaded into environment by using this task. Just to recap, okay. So as soon as we upload, then yeah, we use this function. So we download the template from here, fill in that configuration item where we have given that application name, event class, event type, and whatnot, and then data source columns. Then we uploaded it. System uploaded all the configurations related to the template, which is nothing but application, subledger application. Then it created source. Then it created the your TO table or transaction object table, and so on. So pretty much all those activities were done in the last session, and then we started configuring accounting rule as well. So as I mentioned last time, that you have individual task to complete these different components: general line rule, description rule, mapping set, and so on. But Oracle has recently introduced this another task, configure accounting rule, which gives us all these configurations on one page, so that we don't need to navigate to different pages. So we will use this one page view only. And in the last session, if you remember, we had created account rules. So one was default account rule, then this one was purely on the constant value. And if I open that one, the key aspect to highlight is that this one decides what is the return type from this particular account rule, correct? So in this case, we are saying that account combination. That means the whole combination is being returned by this rule. In that, we had different sources, and we looked at source, mapping set, constant, and so on. In this case, source, and this is the Oracle seeded source, default suspense account, which is coming from the general ledger setup. If I go to the another one as an example, legal entity, if you remember, we had defined the legal entity one, and that was purely based on the constant. And then here the rule type is segment based, and segment, what return value we have is the company. And the rule we have is the constant 101. If my bank is HCS Bank US, it will return 303 if I have UK Bank. Then one of the key aspect I had explained last time, the priority. So priority has a big role to play here, and from the performance angle as well, we should put conditions with the higher priority where you think that those conditions will be more often meet the criteria. And why I'm saying, because as soon as condition is met on higher priority, system doesn't go and look at the lower priority at all. So in this case, let's say my interfacing data is sending US bank account, then system will simply go here and return the US bank account, so 101, and then system doesn't go to the priority number 2 because system has already got the value as 101. Okay, so this is the role of priority, and then how we should be using that one from the performance angle as well. So this one we looked at. Then another one we had created based on the mapping set. So in this one, again segment based, we had the account, and then account we are driving based on the mapping set. Yeah, and the mapping set, what is there is this one over here. So in the mapping set, it is a very flexible option. This one, in this mapping set, we are defining what is the structure of the mapping set, and then below one here you can see the values. So the structure is, I have two inputs, line type and loan type. If you want to link this to a predetermined set of values, then you can link to the value sets. Then below one, you have what is the outcome of this. So these are my input, but what is my output from this mapping set is, so that is driven out of this section. So in this, we are saying US chart of account, and then return value is this account. Okay. Now this is my structure. This one makes structure, but below one now the actual values. So my loan type input is line type and loan type, and this is my output. So if you can see loan, line type, and pros, loan type 13602 account number should be returned. Similar way you have for that. You can use this template. You can use this template to load any bulk information if you have. Okay. And then the very good one is that you can make these mapping set values with the date effective. So that is also something available.
Yeah, Raj, just one question on the mapping set. If we go back,
Sure.
so this line type and loan type that we are giving this condition at the top, basically this is an and condition, right? So line type
Yes.
is this and loan type is this. We are not saying
Correct.
or.
No, it is all because it's a mapping set, correct? So it's a mapping
Mhm.
set. So it is the all values or and. Let's put that way.
And okay, yeah, great, thank you.
So it's like our normal mapping table, isn't it? So similar concept here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Raj, if we, see, if in input source we put line type and loan type as our value sets, right? So that is the reason in output mappings. So we saw two values, two fields, two columns, you can say, line type and loan type, right? Otherwise, what it shows.
What? Otherwise?
What it shows. If I not go with the input source for the value set, so if I put it as a empty, so what the columns did I find in mappings of the chart?
So the title would be title of this one coming from here.
Exactly. So that's what. So if I'm not using that input source, what would be the title of the columns of particular mappings?
No. So you tell me, if you don't put any input, then will that be a mapping set requirement?
See, in mapping set, yes, of course. In normal SLA, I'm talking about this. R12 SLA. So there would be not. It's a not mandatory. Input sources are not a mandatory, right? So where I can found the input source as a constant or any value, constant value, or else any default value what we are using, what I'm using in chart of account structure, like segment values. Like if I take an example, so if chart of account returns the 0000 value, then cost center should be this one. So likewise, I can put that value. So now here in Fusion FA, so if I exclude that input source value as a value set, fine. So what actually mappings? How would I map? So that's what actually.
So you are talking about value set, correct? So this one you are talking about, or you are talking about this column itself?
Both things. No, no, value set. I'm talking about value set.
Yeah. So if value sets are not there, as I explained in last call also, that in this case, simply instead of this coming as value set values, you would see just a free text here. So here free text, here free text.
Okay.
So let me create one for you, okay, so that it will be very clear. And then let's create here. Okay, so here let's say line type. So I'm not giving any value set this time. That's what we wanted to see. Yeah. So I will go US chart of account and my segment is account. Okay. Now, if you go and click on this one, see here, this becomes free text. So now you can enter whatever you want to enter, X, Y, Z. And then you give the natural account value here. So let's put this one, for example. So that is how the value set will work on this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was. Thank you.
So if you put value set, what advantage is that when somebody is creating this mapping, they get that predetermined values. Otherwise, somebody will put something here and then it will be problem. Correct. So that is how we generally use the value set, so that it has double control. It's not that something you have to do, but if you have value set, then your like control point is more on defining the mapping set. Yeah.
Yes.
Any other? Okay, so we looked at this one, and then in the last call we looked at general line rule as well. So one is HCS loan receivable, and one is HCS cash clearing. So I think let's go simply on one of them. So this decides, correct? The site decides where my input data should go to, correct? So that is, in this case, we are saying credit. Accounting class, you can give your own one. You can create your custom accounting classes and assign over here. Then you have the conditions. So now in this case, what we are saying, this particular general line rule should be invoked if this condition is met. So this is very, very important point, correct? As soon as based on my input data, and when I say input data means input lines, okay, input headers or input lines, both of them. If this particular source column is mapped to loan, that means this particular general line rule will be triggered and that will go to the credit side. That is very important point. If I just, let's say, remove this line type equals to loan, that suggests that for each and every line, this particular general line rule will be triggered. Correct? So sometimes you may get some requirement that I need to create debit or credit for each input line. Correct? So in that case, probably you don't need this condition. But in certain cases, you may need in your real scenarios that, okay, for this particular input line from interface, only if this particular condition is met, then only this particular rule should be invoked. So in this case, we have to use this conditions one and then proceed further. Okay.
Yeah. Where are we creating the custom accounting class?
Custom. So for this one, we have a lookup. So I can talk about. In the lookup, we define this one.
Yeah. What's the lookup?
Yeah, once we come out from this screen, we'll go to the task. Okay, we'll go to the task. So that is one. Now let me come out from here. So this one we looked at. Now what we will do, we will create a general description, or yeah. And before general description, I think let's define a formula.
Hey, Raj, one thing, accounting class and rounding class. Do we our own custom account class names?
Yeah, you can. So there is a different task.
Yeah, sure.
And you can go.
I just want to be know that's it.
Yeah, correct. You can define. So there are seeded one, but over and above, if you need, because see, it's all like your legacy system interfaces, correct? So for legacy, you may have different accounting class, and whole objective of accounting class that accounting class gets printed on your create accounting exception report, so that you can upfront know that, okay, from where this particular line is coming, correct? So that is the best way to identify. Okay, now what we will do, we need to define these two components. Or we need to understand, not to define, but to understand this one and then define, correct? So we have one general description rule, and then we have user-defined rule, user-defined formulas. So let's create one formula, and that formula, what we will use is that I'm trying to put a particular condition and print a message, and that message we will use in the description rule. So let me define that one, and then you will come to know what we are talking about here. So if I go to this one, that example we would have is, if my demo loan, okay, is equals to 1, means term. I mean that whatever loan we are creating, what is the term of that loan? Is it 1 year or it is more than 1 year? If 1 year, then I need to just print a year. If my term of the loan is more than 1 year, then years. So it's just the semantic thing we are trying to create with this formula. And this formula we will use, because as soon as you create a formula, that becomes a one of the input to the any of this component. So if I go back to this diagram here, if I make a custom formula that can go to conditions for any of these.
Raj, is this, we are talking about descriptions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean a description for a header or line level description. Anyone?
Yeah, anything. So we will create two. One is for line, one is for header. Okay, both of them.
Yeah.
So if I go back to this one, then let's create one here. DL demo or demo loan, then line type. Yeah. DL line type already system is created. And then data type is, let's say, alphanumeric. Event class is demo online. And then here, what we are saying, so we can make again multiple ways. Okay, so I can simply copy paste from here and put it over here and then validate it, or I can build based on this. So let's use this tool. Okay, so here you have different operations, plus, minus, move, and all those things, source and insert function and whatnot. So if I put here, we have different buckets of functions: alphanumeric, conditional, numeric, and whatnot. So first thing we need is alpha conditional one in this case, because I need to put conditions. So I am using if then else. Okay. So if here, that is the structure. Now, if what we are talking about, that my if, what is our application name, then term. Correct. So Lomo and that term is one of the attribute we have. Yeah. So if I click here, term loan if equals to 1, okay, then what I'm saying, print year. That's what we are calling here. Correct. So we need to put in the single quotes here, year. Otherwise, just print yes. Validate it. It's all good. So just to demonstrate you that how we can build formulas, I just created this example that based on your term, you are deciding whether to print year or to print yes. Okay, that is the simple, but you can pretty much use for different purposes with this. So if I put here alphanumeric, then we have number of this one concatenate, substring, or toText. So these functions can be used. If I go to the numeric one, then there are functions which you can use. So it's like normal maths, and date wise also you have. So these are the date one. So first day of the month, add months, first year of the month, and then because you may need for some calculation, for example, correct? So that you can utilize. So save and close. Oh, so this can go close. So user defined formula we created. Now let's go to the description.
Raj, sorry, I'm just a bit lost. So why are we creating those custom formulas? Sorry. I mean, when do we start creating the custom formulas?
Yeah, so that is good question, Varsha. So you create a custom formula where you need some additional calculation based on certain sources. Correct? Sometimes what happens that particular information is not available from your source system, or even it is available, but you need to modify, let's say, something in that input source. Correct? Or
like, so in this example that you have given, can you explain from this example? So we created this mapping set, we created this journal line and all. So what are we doing now? I mean, how do we relate this to this example that you have been showing?
For that one, that's what, when you look at the general description rule, we will use this formula in the general description rule.
Okay.
So as I explained, this is based on the term, correct? So it's like singular versus plural. So if my term is 1, so then I need to print on my description, general description, that okay, term 3 years or 1 year. So that is very simplistic way we are trying to use this formula. Okay. Now these formulas can be used as you can see here. These formulas can be used for any of these one. It's not necessary that we have to use only for, let's say, description rule. Here in this example, I'm just trying to explain you how you use this formula, and then what all operations are available, what all sources are available, and then this plus minus and whatnot. So I'm not sure whether that helped on that.
No, it was helpful. Actually, I lost connection for a few minutes in between, so I think I must have.
No problem.
Okay,
No.
thank you.
So in the description rule, we will use now that formula. Okay, that user defined formula what we just created, we will use in the description over here.
Raj, is it nothing but functions what we are using in Oracle EBS?
So you can see similarities here. So you have that functions, correct? Custom
Yes.
formulas we call there.
Yes.
Yeah, correct. So it's pretty much same. In the e-business one, you have more flexibilities than in cloud. So in the e-business one, you can't, in the cloud one, you can't put any database functions, correct? There you are able to put.
Yeah, data functions, and as well as I could not see the sources as well, right? The standard sources what Oracle provided.
Which sources you're talking about?
The standard source. I mean, like if I take, AP or AR, if I go with the SLA changes in those modules, then I could find a complete, standard Oracle provided custom source, standard sources in function itself, right? Like transaction ID would be the our parameter. So that here we can find. So
yeah, because there you have like database access. Here you don't have database updated. So that is why it is like very limited one.
This user-defined formula that we have created. Now, in this example, we are using in journal description, but where else can we use it? Can we use it in journal line rules or account rules or anywhere else?
Yeah, here we can find the lines, right? So,
are you able to see presentation pack?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. I think I mentioned probably 3 times that part. That custom formula you can associate
with everything.
With anywhere.
Correct. I think I mentioned probably 2-3 times. So yes, you can. Yeah. Because what happens that once you create a custom user-defined formula, that becomes as your source, one of the source. And once it is a source, then you can use it wherever you require. Yeah. Okay. So what we will do, we will create one description rule, and just to take a reference of that, I can pick my existing one so that we can easily. So loan header description. So we are building a header description. Okay. So loan, let's put here demo home loan, and then this one TL loan header description. Okay. And then now we can build. So this is header part. Now we can build our condition. So now in the condition, what we are saying, in the condition, what we are saying, that loan, account number, and account. Okay, that is nothing but it will print a message that loan, and next to that loan, it will have the account number printed, which is coming from your source. Okay, so if you can see here, loan, account number, then next one is your account number, again the double printed here, but it's just we need to see only once, and then year in description, demo underscore loan formula. So this is coming, this is my constant text, this is coming as an input from the source, and this is coming from our formula. Okay, so let's go there. Let's pick from here. First thing is demo loan. Okay, so in that we were saying loan number, isn't it? So that is nothing but your account number. So if I go here, see this has come, and then you can simply type like this loan, and then this, sorry, account number, loan account number. Let's put that way, and this is my number. Okay, now next one I can put here comma if you want. Okay, and then let's go again the source, and we will see the one which we had created, correct? I think let's just give me a second. The name we should have print the other way. So I'll just come out from here for a second. We will go to the user defined formula. Instead of saying DL loan type, we should say year in description in years. Description in year. So that will be more meaningful. So if I save this one and then go back to my description form rule here, then we will create again. So DL loan header information. Okay, so loan header information. Then I go here. I can just now, I had copied it, so I can put again. There is no issue. Okay, and then we will go back to that source. So demo loan.
Raj, one thing. So when we find the search, so we are, we are getting all the application values here. Can we take from any application, other application also, other application source also?
No. So you can't. However, what you can do is there is this one you can pick, subledger account, because this is a common. So this one you can use, and then the individual one.
We cannot take other source like tables are the same.
Yeah, you can't use the others because the data itself is different. Yeah. So from here now, that is the source custom formula or user defined formula which we created is coming as one of the source like any other sources. Okay. So description in years. All good. And here I can put term. Loan term. Yeah, and then we can put term over here. So there was a custom source which is the term. Yeah, it is here. So now how it is looking, loan account number dash dash dash. So some number will be printed over here. Then loan term, again the text or caption for that particular information, and then the number will be printed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And then we have put here description in years. So what will happen that if system returns 1 term, then it will say year. If you have more than 1, which is like 2, 3, 4, 5, any other term, then it will put years here. Okay, so did you notice now the use of this particular user defined formula we had created? So I'm using in this case here. Any questions? Okay, I think this is very straightforward, very easy to use these formulas. And then important part is this description rule. You can build your conditions as well. Okay, so for certain condition, you have different way of creating your description. For other one, you have some different way of deriving the description. And that can be based on purely on this predetermined conditions written over here. Okay. So that is my header level. We can create the line level as well here. So for line level, we can take an example from here itself. So yeah, this is the line level information. And in that, we can say loan cash line information. So DL loan cash. So just we are trying to create some meaningful information which we can use.
I mean, we can use the same screen to define the both the header and line level descriptions, right? So later we can use in either way. I mean, whether we can use it in header or line, correct?
No. So there is a very, this is a good question, and that is where people need to be aware. If you are associating any of the user-defined formula at the header level, then your object, your source object must be from the header table. Okay, and when I say header table means I can go back to our template. You remember that template we had uploaded?
Yes, correct. So fine, understand, yeah.
So maybe for Varsha and Alan, that
I think Alan was not there on call.
Pardon?
Alan is not there on call actually. Varsha and myself only both.
No, I didn't get.
No, Alan is not part of the call actually. So today he was not joining.
Oh, he is not joining, is it? But
He's flying. He's flying today. He said he will check the recordings.
Oh, okay.
So he joined and confirmed.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think initially he was there, so that's why.
I was not there.
No problem. So, the point I was trying to highlight that if you are associating any description rule at the header level, that means your source must be from the header table. Okay. However, for the line level description rule, you can have either header level sources or line level sources. There is no problem with that. But for header, it must be from the header. So that is something. So sometimes what may happen that you may get some error. You have wrongly assigned, and then that will create problem for you. So that is something to be checked. Okay. No, so in this case, what we will say we will simply put a message. We won't put even this line type or something. We will put here loan line level information. That's all. So this one will be printed on the journal. Okay, so I'm not complicated because anyway source we have used in the other one. Okay, so we just created that both header level and line level. All good. Now what we will do, we will go and create some custom formula supporting references as well. So you know the supporting references is nothing but you can store non-accounting information on the journal. Okay, so what we will do, we will create maybe two supporting references, and then we will try and associate. Okay, so let's create first one here, and within that one also you have two. One is without balances and one is with balances. Just to show the difference, what these two are. If I say with balances, it means system will store the balances in the subledger for these supporting references. Okay, that is one. If I say without balances means.
So can you repeat again once, please? The with balances.
Yeah. So with balances means system maintain the balances. So here, this one. What you see subledger balances, correct? And this is my subledger journal. So if you have created any supporting references with balances, that means system is going to maintain the balances at the supporting references level in the subledger. That is one part. If I am having without balances, that means these supporting references are not going to store the balances, but you still have the information available on that particular set of journals. So that is the very, by name itself, it is very clear. Okay. So now let's create our own supporting reference, and that we will use. So let's use them DL, and then what we can do. So let's go back to our this one, and then we can create of our own. So what we can do, let's create one is customer, for example. Okay. So we can create for customer and one for loan officer. So for two we can create. So let's go here, DL customer, DL underscore cust, and customer name. Okay. And then once this is created, let's define or let's associate this particular source to an application. Okay. So here we are interested to associate to the loan, demo loan, and then here so we have customer. Are you able to see somewhere customer?
Yeah, just go up. Just go up.
Yeah, is here. Okay, so apply and okay. So what we are saying here, I have created a supporting reference called DL customer, and this supporting reference is linked to subledger application demo loan, event class demo loan, and what is the source? Custom is the source, which is coming from the source system. Okay, so that's
So basically you can create one supporting reference and link it to multiple subledger applications.
absolutely right.
In the same form.
Correct. Because if you notice, this is just the name given by us to the supporting reference. But the meaning to this one, it matters from here.
From here, yeah.
Correct. So I can assign this to maybe the different one, like demo loan, then billing system, and then another loan IQ and other systems, and then associate it. So this gives meaning to this one in context to this application. Very good question.
Yeah, up to how many support references will you support?
Yeah, so for with balances, you can have up to 30. Without balances, you can go without any limit. And that is what this kind of information is some of the questions you will find in certification. Okay, that is there any limit on without balances, or is there any limit how many you can define with balances? So I would encourage that you go through that implementation guide, and that has those questions in very definite way. Okay. And then the another one we create is the DL loan officer. Okay. And then DL loan officer. And then we'll do the same thing here. We'll go to demo loan, and then we have loan officer. Yeah, is here.
Raj, 1 second. Since we have only for each application we have only one event class, so why it shows event class like option for searching criteria?
Okay, so as I mentioned, this accounting engine is common for standard subledger as well as legacy. So that is still holds true for your standard subledgers, isn't it? So there you need because there is no those two separate accounting engine. Accounting engine is the same. Screens are the same. Correct. And the design is the same. Correct. Maybe in Oracle may come up with the multiple event class in future, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
So that is the, so we have created two. Okay. And then let's say one close from here. And then what we will go do now. So let me go back to our presentation pack. Okay. Just for recap. So we did this one, general line rule, debit credit. We did account rule. We did like couple of rules. Then just now we completed description rule. We created supporting references as well. Then we did custom role along with certain one we had with the condition. Okay. So as of now, we had made individual components. Now we are going to club these components into one, correct? And that will sit under this umbrella, general entry rule set. In under the general entry rule set, we will associate all this one and proceed further. So let's go there now. So this is my general entry rule set configuration. Now you can see there is nothing here. So let's create one over here. So just to give our names in a proper way. So what I will do, I will refer my document. And in this art, I'm saying HCS loan origination. Okay, so you can simply just don't focus on the name, but just think that, okay, now I am connecting these dots, and once those dots are connected, then pretty much a journal, you will feel like a journal definition is being created. Okay, so DL underscore HCS loan, DL AHC loan origination, all good. Then event, I will say here all. Okay, and then a chart of account is US. Yeah, US chart of account. And then first thing, the general entry, correct? So this is transaction date is coming by default. Description rule. So here you can see your loan header one. Okay, so this is the header layer general description we are associating. Okay, then now let's go to the general line section. So in that, what we will do, we will assign, let's say debit over here. Then this is my cash clearing, because we had created only one general line rule for the debit side, correct? So that is why one is coming by default, general line rule. Then cash clearing accounting class is automatically coming. And then now what we are doing for this particular general line rule, we are now we are associating the code combination. So my design approach is that I will associate a default code block string over here, which is this one. And then on this default one, whatever segments I need to override with my desired outcome, I'm going to put over here, correct? So always this takes precedence. Segment rule take precedence on the account combination rules. That is one of the question, and this is a certification question as well. So which takes precedence, segment rule or the account combination rule? So segment rule always take precedence. Now, as part of this approach, this is my default string. Now, pretty much what I need to do is I need to override with my company, isn't it? Because here that company may be just the constant, but you may remember the legal entity rule we had put based on the UK bank or US bank. That means I need to make sure that based on my bank, my legal entity should be reflected. That means I need to override this company or legal entity by writing this rule or by associating this rule in the segment rule section. Okay. So now whatever is the entity on this full account, because this is a full accounting string, isn't it? This is the full accounting string. Now on that one, my legal entity is a constant. Now I don't need that one, rather I need based on my condition, which is written over here, isn't it? In the as part of the company rule. If it is a UK, then 303. If it is a US, then it is 101, isn't it? That is one. Now, the second one is that this is a cash clearing account, isn't it? We are talking about cash clearing account. But here in this one full string, we had natural account as my suspense account. So isn't it I need to overwrite with my natural account as well? Yes. So I'm putting my cash clearing account tool over here. Okay. And then if I take other rules, I think that can go constant, but at the same time, let me check if anything else we need to override. So in the loan origination one, my cash clearing, this is my cash clearing, and in that we had legal entity and cash clearing, and then we have one product as well. So what we are doing that in the cash clearing, they want the product also to be coming from based on my conditions. So product segment also will be overridden. So that is what we have done. So legal entity, cash clearing, and then my product segment. So these three things we have overridden. Now similar way, if my requirement is there to override this one because of the rule derivation logic, then I need to do that. Now this is my line level description. So line level description, I am putting here this one. Okay. Now,
so as you said, I mean, if we select the header level line level description over here, then system may throw some errors, right?
correct. In this case, it won't, because in both the rules, all our
Put the same
all of the sources are header level, so there is no problem with that. But if you want to know really when it may become a problem, then let's look at here. So if I select any of this rule over here, line level, for example, line type, if I refer the line type in my let's say in description rule, and if I assign the description rule at the header level, it will be a problem. Okay, because line level you may have different values. Now how can you associate at the header level? That doesn't make sense, isn't it? So that is how the definitive answer you can look at by verifying your objects at the header level and line level. Now whatever objects are here, you can use them at header as well as the line, but whatever object you see over here, these can be only used at the line level. You can't use at the header level. Yeah, I hope the concept is clear. Now one question: if I just save this and close this one, will this work? Will this, what will be the problem with this rule actually? If I just say that okay, this is all done, complete, what would be the problem with this rule?
No, there would be two entries should be there, right? One should be debit and one should be credit. So
right, that's what I was expecting, and this is very, very good fundamental thing to be understood, that for any journal entry rule set, for each and every general entry rule set, means for this particular one, it has to be a balanced journal coming out from here. Okay, so you can assign 10 lines like this over here, or you can define 50 or 100, whatever. But at the end of the day, what system expect is that my debit and credit must be equal by this definition, and which makes sense because this general entry rule set, we are talking about a journal. Remember I explained earlier that general entry rule set represent a full journal, and when it represents a full journal means my debit and credit must be equal. So good job here. Now we have to assign a credit.
So, Raj, it is possible that when we are defining this JERS, we can have, let's say, 5 credit lines and 1 debit. Even then, it should be okay, right?
That should be okay. There is no problem at all.
As long as you have both sides.
Both side and equal amount. So equal side first of all, and then when you are processing your journal, your rule should give you a balanced journal.
Balanced journal. Yeah, got it.
That is the key.
So because when you actually create the journal, it is possible that one of the lines may be just 0 amount, but the other lines have a value as long as they are both balanced, the credit and debit. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. As long as they are balanced, there is no problem, and there is no condition that you have to have 2 debit means 2 credit. No, you can have 1 debit and 3 credit, but I think concept is that has to be equal from the amount point of view. Yeah. Because most of the people make a mistake on that one, that I have defined everything but it's still not getting created, and the problem is that it is giving you unbalanced runner. That's why it is erroring out. Okay, so we again, as part of our design, and this keep in mind that whenever you are implementing, just design that way. That means you can do this as well. Okay, so you don't define over here and then you put every segment some values over here. Okay, but that is not a good design. Good design is populate a default over here and then just override from here. Okay, so again, legal entity we will do. Natural account, obviously now we need for that receivable one. So this is the one we are talking about, and the product also we can assign. Then let me see over here in my Excel. Yeah, so in that one we have two. So legal entity and natural account. So we don't have the product, so I can remove maybe product here. It's not required because this is the receivable account, isn't it? Okay, and then I can assign same thing again here, or I can have another one, no problem. Now what we will do, we will assign those two attributes, supporting references. So where do you define supporting references? Supporting reference you define corresponding to these lines. Okay, so I am assigning on the credit line and going over here, and then you will be able to see only two here because we had linked two, isn't it? So customer, and then another one is the loan officer. All good? I think it's very easy. So again, let me repeat. Supporting references you link to these lines, general line. Okay, so I can assign to also. In this case, system is going to record the supporting references only for this credit line. System won't record for the debit line because we haven't associated anything here, and I don't want to associate on this second line. I need to assign on the receivable side so that I know who is my customer and who is my loan officer for that particular transaction. So now you can pretty much look at this one. Isn't it? We replicated same thing over here just now. Yeah. So save, and then after saving this one, we need to make this particular general entity rule set as active. So change status, activate it. Activate it. Yeah, so this is now active, means now you can use this one pretty much. So let's save and close this one. Now what is the next step? Next step as part of this diagram is accounting method, isn't it?
We have created two more credit lines, right?
Pardon?
We have created two more credit lines, right? So that also
I have kept two only, and I had removed the other one. So for this purpose, I created only these two, and we are proceeding with that. Okay. And we need to understand the concept here. Anyway, I can associate 10 over here. That would be still the same.
That is still acceptable.
Correct. So let's go to the next one, is the accounting method. Okay. Now for the accounting method, the very first session itself we had looked at that which one we are talking about. US standard accrual one SLAM we are talking about. Okay. So I will go and open this one. US accounting method. Now if you see, my demo loan is automatically coming over here as a subledger application. You see here payable, assets, case management, receivable, all these are standard subledger modules. Now whatever custom applications we are creating, that will also be appearing in parallel to this the standard one. Okay. Now what we need to do is you need to go and pick those general entry rule set and assign over here. Very simple. So event class, event type is all, and then rule set is, we just created this rule set. Yeah. And then status is active. Now similar way, if you have some more here, we can just assign them. So if I save this one,
Raj, one thing, for the entire application, we have only one rule set, or else we can have multiple rule sets.
yeah, you can have multiple. So if I, let's say, go to payable, in payable you have this plenty, isn't it? So you can
Yeah,
have,
sorry, yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
yeah,
For general
either
line
way.
definitions, we can have multiple. Yeah. So here is
In this case, we had only one, and we had only one event class, isn't it? Now in APAR, you have multiple event classes. So that is what one of the reason that you have. Okay, so once this is done, now this study is showing currently incomplete. That means we can't go ahead with that. We have to activate it. So there is two ways you can activate. One is the online way, another one is the offline way as well. So let's go with the online view. Yeah, it says that activate general study is complete. Okay, and activate. All good. So pretty much what we have done is we have mimic all these configurations or the diagram what we have. Okay, and we know that US standard accrual is linked to the your ledger. Perfect. Any questions before we go to now start processing the transactions? And even before processing the transaction, I think we had one point accounting class here. I think this one. Correct. This is the one. So let me. What we had case study. Sorry. I don't think so. This is the one. So I'm trying to show you that accounting class. Okay, so reference accounting options. I think this one, lookups. Under the lookups, you have that. Accounting class. Okay. Some different name, but you will see that one coming over here. I will get you. We'll find out what is the exact name, but this is the subledger. All lookups, so accounting class would be coming over here. Okay.
I think you should just remove that user module name.
Both are same without this. Yeah. So in this one, you will see somewhere accounting class, if at all it is in the same place. Let me know if you see somewhere. Yeah, accounting attribute group.
Journal entry accounting classes.
Yeah, rules. Yeah, I think this one. Yeah, you can see all these one coming over, accrual and all those things. Yeah, so pretty much you can use the subledger accounting lookup. Underneath you have different one. Okay, so what we will do now, we will try and build our file. Okay, populate the data in there and then process that. So let me go to this one, or what we can do is, let me close this one first, and I will close this one as well. Now typically what will happen, that we will download the template, okay, from here. Now the template I have already downloaded. So these downloaded templates are there, and there are values populated also in this, okay. So if I click on header one here, so this is the template. So let's quickly maybe verify as well, so that we don't get into trouble. So what I will do, I will download this template as well, okay. Yeah, so this one is my header. So in that we are talking about locations up to column R. Yeah. And then up to column R and location. Yeah, so I think header is all good. So I can delete this or close this file. And then let's look at the line level file as well. Okay. So intercompany pay indicator, and then let's look at our file where we have already populated the data. Yeah, this is also indicator one. So up to column J and up to column, yeah, column J. All good. So pretty much we already have a template, but if just in case not, then you download that one and populate the values. So on this template, let's look at now. First one is the header one. Okay. So what we will do, let me close this one. Let me close this one. First thing what we will do, we will change the file name here. So typically it will be like this: XLA header and XLA line. Okay. Now we will understand that how the data is being populated there. Okay. So transaction type is nothing but your event type. Okay. And this one we had loan origination word we had put in our setup template, if you remember, when we uploaded the file. Then you have the ledger name, US primary ledger. Then you have this all the transaction attributes. Okay. So we have populated these values over here. So if you remember the bank one, and based on that we have written a condition as well. So this would be input going to that accounting hub, and then based on that legal entity will be driven. Okay. Account number we have, I think this one we are using on our description rule. So this number will be printed on the description. Then these are original, these are like just the attributes. As of now, we haven't used in our case, but if you want, we can create our supporting references and put it there. Then we are using the term there. So if you remember, based on the term, so this is 30. That means based on this one, we had written a condition that if it is 1, then year. If it is more than 1, then it will be printed as years. Interest rate, then loan type. If you remember, loan type we are using in our conditions or in the mapping sets. In the mapping set we are using, not the condition. In the mapping set we are using this one. Then customer we are using in our supporting references. Then loan officer we are using in our supporting references. And as an example, we picked only 2 columns, but obviously in typical scenario, you would want to store this additional column as well on the supporting references. So this is our header file. Now, a couple of things to highlight over here, that any of the date columns, they must be with the YYY and month and then DD. So this is similar to any other template. That is one thing. And then the other thing is this transaction number, what you see here, that must be now on the line table as well. Okay, so let me close this one. So this is my.
I'm just confusing this data. I mean, we need to be entered, right?
Pardon? We need
Data
to?
we need to be entered, right? The row number 2.
Row number 2. Yeah, obviously. Somebody has to, either interface has to populate, or if you are manually uploading, then you have to populate, correct? So what you were thinking that means, why
No,
that question?
so why that question means, so we just download the template and we are come to this particular Excel sheet. So I mean, I just confused. I mean, the data already, why it comes. So just
No,
confused.
no, no. So I mentioned,
Yes, yes.
that I have already populated in advance so that we can save time, isn't it? Otherwise, just populating one.
Yes.
But typically, you will get the empty file. You won't get like anything populated.
Exactly. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So this number, transaction number, should be same in both the header and line level. Yeah. Now, by that mean that in one file itself, you can have multiple different transaction number. Okay. But the linkage has to be proper so that system is able to drive that. Yeah. So this line level, very thin file. So there is nothing much on this file, but yeah. And line type also we are using in our mapping set. So if you remember. Yeah. So what we will do, let me just quickly set that my line and header is same. Otherwise it will be a problem. Yeah, it is the same one. Now, before we process, let's quickly check our GL1. So where is my accounting manager? Oh, I had added the role general accounting manager. Oh, it is not coming that. So what I'm searching is, I'm trying to look at what period is open. Okay. So that based on that period, we can, it must be my, so we can start with my, but the other. So let me log out and confirm and log in back. So once we know what is the GL period open, then we will keep the date in the our file, input file, correct? Because you remember transaction date we have mapped to our accounting date. So just, yeah, it is coming now. Period close. Actually, earlier this role was not there, general accounting one. So I had assigned before our training started. Oh. Okay, I just given this one. No, it's not coming. Give me a second, guys. So just a quick. Okay. So looks like the data access set is not there. So we can quickly define that one. Are you in general familiar with the cloud, or Varsha and Jackie? You guys are familiar with the cloud?
Yeah, I'm familiar. I've been doing implementation since 6 years on cloud.
Oh, okay, then that is wonderful. And how about Jackie, you?
No, Raj. No, I don't have that much knowledge.
Okay. So here, what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to assign data access set to that user, same user what we are logged in. So I got this environment detail from Tanmay today only. So sometimes what happens that these environments don't have right access. So I'm just trying to give that one.
So Raj, is there any specific data access required for accounting?
Yes.
Varsha or I mean Raj, one question here. Just hold on this page. I just try to create one ledger. So and after that try to assign that data access for the user roles. Fine. So till username I can able to find and role also and security context also. But the thing I could not find the security context role value under which I missed my PL actually. So what would be the problem? I tried in many ways, but I couldn't able to find my primary ledger in this security context.
Have you reviewed and submitted your accounting configuration?
Yes, I did.
Is your cube created? Balances cube?
Balances cube. Yes,
if your accounting configuration is created successfully, it will show you a green tick.
Yes. I was deployed as well, and it shows my ledger shows as complete as well.
So did you raise any? No, so it should come here, man. There is nothing that it won't. It is already there. So data access.
So sorry to go back to my question, Raj. So is there any specific data access to be given to?
There is a role. So there is a accounting hub integration duty role is there. So we have to create a job role based on that, and then assign that to user. Then only you will be able to submit your interface processing programs. Okay, so I will just show you that one first. This issue is all sorted out.
So there is no seeded role then as such, yeah?
No, there is no seeded role. We have to just
create it. Okay. Yeah, just like BI admin, there is no seeded role. We have to, basically copy and create. Okay.
Can you assign all roles to the particular user? Like accountant, there are 5. Mandating roles.
No, so the point in this one, we already have general accounting manager role for this user, and then we have a
controller, accountant. So there are multiple roles now.
You don't need to assign all the roles. For GL1, accounting manager is good enough. So that's anyway, while we are looking into this one, we'll look at the other one as well. So this one I had created, Varsha, this training accounting hub integration one. So in this, pretty much this is the duty role name, accounting hub integration. So that one we need to assign. And this is the accounting manager role. So I don't know, you see it's there. Why it is not giving data access to this user? General accounting. So this, let's keep this one as well. Aura one as well. Just in case if issue is that. So let's go back to our setup and maintenance and data access set. So I'm not sure whether you guys are aware or not, but these are Oracle environment, and they are like, I think every week they get refreshed, and that is where this access, I think I have been given the different user who doesn't have financial related roles, and that's what we just need to do a bit of work like this. But otherwise, typically, if you are picking the finance user, it gives all readily available roles. And US. So let's see this one. Primary, is this the one? Okay, this is not the one. So then you have to pick the first one. Let's pick this one. Data access it. US primary. Yeah, so the first one we have to pick, and that should be all right. So we pick this one. Then role is our general accounting manager role. Then data access it. So corporate one, then maybe duplicate and assign the other one as well, just in case if any. Ledger set, US, then SLA one, and then US, this one. Okay. So at least now it should be all good. Hopefully. So if I go to my general accounting and let's say journal, yeah, now it's all coming. So that role was different one. Okay, so that is one part to look at, and the second one, Varsha, so you were telling that role for accounting hub. So the best way to check whether you have access to that accounting hub or not, what you need to do is to just go to the schedule process and look at import accounting transaction. Okay, so this is the one. This one, import accounting transaction, and if you see here, if this program gives you these two parameters, that means the right role has been assigned to that user. Okay, and if these two parameters are not coming, that means that the role I was showing you earlier, correct? That role has not been created and not been assigned to the user. Okay, so in this case, now you have the access. Okay. And that is one of the topic I think we asked multiple times. So let me spend some times to show you what I did earlier. So security console. And then if you go to the role here, if you search accounting hub, yeah, so this one, accounting hub integration. So this is a duty role, okay? And then we have to create a job role from here. Yeah. Okay. So let's go now and do our thing here. So I will go to our files and this date, correct? So I was checking whether which date we need to pass on. So for that one, we can simply go and look at what is the latest open period, correct? And to look at the latest open period, we can look at on the general accounting and then period close and then US primary ledger. So here we have, what is this? Is China one. So I'm interested in US primary ledger. And then, okay. So this one is, looks like my is open. Okay, so May is open, June is open, so we are good. There is no problem. So I can do May maybe. So let's change this to 5th May. Format. As I mentioned, the date format should be in this. Okay, so year, month, and then date. Okay, so what we will do, we will populate the same one over here as well.
So when we are creating this template, in the very first, you showed us, do we specify anywhere the formats?
Yes. So in the setup configuration you are talking about?
Yes. So because this
so we
template
don't.
has been created by us, right? This columns and everything. So I
Correct.
think it was there.
No, so we don't dictate from that configuration, but it is dictated by the system itself.
Yeah, because all templates have the same date
Correct.
format, isn't it? Why DD1?
Correct. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just changed to 2021. Then we will change this to, yeah, all good. So we are ready, and hopefully everything should go all perfect. Generally, if environment is available to me in advance, then I do one round of testing in advance, but I think today it all came very late to me. This is already saved. Okay, so now a couple of points. Okay, and these points are to be remembered, and that is maybe certification question as well. Now, when you fill the data, then what we need to do is these 3 files. You remember when we downloaded the template, we had 3 files: header, line, and metadata file, correct? Now, when we are uploading it, we need to upload all the three files in a zipped manner. Okay, so in order to that one, just select all 3 files and then create a zip file. Okay, so zip file is created. Now there is a naming standard for this one: XLA transactions, then demo loan 1. Now in this one, this XLA transaction must required. After this one, you can put anything you want, but it has to be XLA transactions. If you are putting something different, its system won't accept it. Okay, so just this is something to be remembered. And yeah, if I can say this one, yeah, FLA transaction is there. All good. I can little bit change this to as well. T, yeah, XLA transactions. That is something to be known. Now within this one, all 3 files are there now. We'll go ahead and upload into the environment. Finger crossed. I'm sure it will all go into the environment. But
can you show the metadata file? Can you open?
Yeah. This is simply just metadata. It says that, okay, what is application, subledger application name and whatnot. And then these are your header file and line file names. And then version. So this is all available.
No need to change the date here.
No, these are this is metadata file. So when this file,
this metadata short name is showing AHC loan as this demo loan, isn't it?
Okay, so that's good. That means you can't use this one. We have to download that one.
It will give an error.
No, that's good point. First of all, so even though let's say we go ahead and upload this one, system won't accept this, correct? Because in that one is the SC loan. So first thing is I need to delete that file and even delete that one. But so that's good that issue has come. Now what is the solution? So it's good
Download
that
download the
download.
template again and populate that. But can we not manually make the change in this metadata file? Just replace that
We can
AHC loan by
change,
demo
yeah,
loan?
we can change that one, but better to download
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
environment. So yeah, so that is one. Then you go to here, manage subledger application, download this template.
Download. Yeah.
Actually, in fact, we had downloaded earlier. Shit, no idea.
Yeah, we had.
It's okay. So I simply pick from here and then put it over here, and I will delete this one. And if you open the simply same thing, actually, even we could do that one as well. Change the name. Okay. In the previous file itself, we could have changed that one. So there is no problem, because other than that, it's just text file. If you really see this one, correct? So there is nothing change over here. Okay, so I think good learning on this one as well, that that the application name has to be same. Okay, now let's do this one again. And then, so in this case, let me open this one. Yeah, here it is, loan origination, so should be all right. Since I opened the file with the CSV file, that is one of the problem, that anytime you open it, you have to reset the file format, that this date format.
Yeah, it's better to always open with Notepad++.
Yes.
This has given me a lot of pain in the past.
So I don't have that.
Yeah, it's horrible,
Yeah.
especially when you're trying to import configuration.
Correct. So what we are doing, simply we are doing again those three files, this one, header file, line file, and creating a zip file. Okay. So compressed, created, then XLA transaction, and then demo loan 1. Let's put the date here. So today's date is 29th May and 1. Okay. So this is done. Hopefully everything should go all right. So let's go to our schedule and process. Okay. Schedule and process. Let's go to here. Import accounting transaction. Now this is manual step, correct? But in typical like interfacing one, all these processes will be all handled or triggered by the middleware. Okay. So bit of orchestration needs to be explained to the technical guys, that what parameter to be selected and whatnot. Okay, so I missed one step. Do you know, anybody knows what step did I miss here?
Load interface file.
Yeah, so the load interface file, from where do we do any?
You see, you can do it directly from here also, or you can place the file separately and then do it.
No, so in the import accounting transaction, you don't have any option directly from there. So you have to upload from here first.
Okay, yeah.
So Zakir, for you, so if you remember, let me go to the page here. Okay, we had steps, correct? So we populate the header and line CSV file, the file, and upload into content management. So we are doing now containment. We are uploading this file to the content management. Okay, and when you are uploading the content management, you have a specific path for accounting hub. So this one, Fusion Accounting Hub import. Okay, so that path you have to select and just save and close. So with that, this file has been placed into Oracle Content Management. Now we need to go and run that process. Import accounting transaction process. Import accounting transaction process, which is over here. We have just two parameters in this case. One, so now file has started appearing over here, and then we have draft and final. Okay, so we will go with the final one and submit it. It may take maybe 1 minute or so. Yeah, so it has submitted some child processes, create accounting for data set. Number of processes are running. Now import process is running. So the journals have been created in Subledger. Okay, journals have been created in Subledger. Now it is transferring to the general ledger, which you can see based on this program, import program. And soon we will see posting program as well. Yeah, so import is done. Okay, looks like import program is not submitted, but yeah, it has submitted now posting program. So meanwhile, we can go over here while those processes are running. We can see that our journal would be there. If I click on that, go to the journal and look for manage journal one, and we created in my month, correct? So 0521, and then what is our source name? We had created demo loan. Search that one, we should see journal over here, correct? So you can see 3 journals are there. So if you are wondering, we can fix that thing that why it is coming. So you would see somewhere ledger name. Yeah. So they are created in different. So there were some reporting currency or secondary ledger as well. So that's why you can see here. But for now, we can pick, let's say this one first. Yeah. So it will give us this journal. So obviously source name is demo loan. And then on this one, you can see 101 because we had loaded for the US bank account, correct? So that is why it is coming. Then you had the respective natural account coming here. And for one, we had overridden the product. You remember? We had written the product. So that product is coming from the mapping set. So that one is coming for the cash clearing, and this one is coming for the receivable. Yeah, that is what you can see, loan receivable and the long term. All good. So that was our accounting derivation. Now if you click on this one, if you click on that one, we are getting into subledger area now. So currently you can see that this line is sitting in the subledger. Okay, now what we will do, let's click on that one. So instead of just looking at the one line in subledger, we will look at the full journal in the subledger itself. Okay, and then we will see some of the aspects around that. So here now you can see journal in the subledger. Okay, the very first one was in the GL, and then now we are in the subledger one here. So few things I will explain here so that we understand better. Okay. Accounting class coming over here, which we associated loan receivable and cash clearing. Number one, our accounting derivation is based on the rule we looked at, correct? Our default code block string and then override individual segment values. That is how our string has come. Then line level, we had put loan line information as the constant message. The constant message is coming. And then at the header level detail, we had put this one, correct? Loan account number. So, and this is the account number. And then loan term, 30 years. See here, number 30, and then the description we had put on the user defined formulas as years versus year. So that is coming. Then the most important point on this one is your supporting references. So for one line, the receivable line, we had associated the supporting references. If you click on that, it is showing you DL customer, Kim, DL loan officer, orchestra, Jonathan. See now, on the GL, on the subledger journal, along with your financial information, you have now the non-financial information as well. And that is what is the use of your supporting references.
So the supporting references are available in BI for reporting once you run those programs?
Yes, it is available. It is available. Yeah, so that is one. Then you can see here transaction detail. So do you remember we had created those user defined attributes? Remember?
Yes.
In the template, we had given.
You marked them, yeah.
Mark them displayed, correct? So that one is coming, and let me show you again that one, because that is one of the important thing, and that comes like quite often that you get the user requirement that, hey, I need this additional information, means identifying information. This one I'm talking about. So whatever you see, they are coming on the screen over here. All this one. Okay. Then ledger attributes. I think this one all good. Nothing else to be highlighted. This one in additional information. Additional information is more about subledger point of view. So it gives everything. What is the accounting method? What is the loan type, event class, and event date, and whatnot. All these
can
are.
you put the transaction details again?
Yes. Yeah. Now, important point.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to transaction as well. Okay, so this is mainly for Jakir, because Jakir looks to be more familiar with e-business. So Jakir, on the e-business one, you had this drill down up to here, isn't it? You did not have any drill down further to subledger journal. Okay, now in the cloud, and that is what Varsha was highlighting on this one, view transaction.
No, I'm not highlighting that. I wanted
She asking for transaction is the second tab.
Oh, which one? Oh,
the
transaction
tab, transaction details. So my question was, see, we have these user defined attributes, and then we have supporting references. So now supporting references we can have with balance and without balance. If it is a without balance, can we just swap these places, this user defined attributes and that supporting references?
Okay.
For example, I'm just thinking, suppose somebody gives me this loan type. Okay. How do I make a decision whether I should put it as a user defined attribute or should I put it as a supporting reference? Is the only difference is header level or line level? That will be my first decision, right? Where do I want that supporting reference? Yes. I mean, this is additional information.
Correct. So that is the one, because user attributes you can put only at the header level. Okay?
Right.
You don't have the header level, line level. Okay. That is one thing.
Right.
Second thing is that supporting references, what happens that it is at the line level. So from your reporting point of view, you are able to do. Correct. Right. And the third one is that with and without balances. So you can use that picture as well. And the other thing is that these user attributes, they are part of your create accounting process as well. That if you want to print them, then there is a parameter, correct? Do you want to show the user defined attributes? So those one you have. And then some of the reports by default includes these user defined attributes by default.
Okay.
So that is another thing you have. And the more business perspective, if you ask me, then business perspective, these are like identifying information. So if something is not identifying information, don't include on the transaction attribute in this level. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
that is another thing. Yeah. So like location I have captured here, but I don't think that is required of the header level, isn't it?
Mhm.
I don't think loan type is required here. This is not identity. So this one we should put which one is going to identify that particular transaction. Correct. So that
Yeah.
is what we,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And then if I go to the now new transaction, so now in cloud we are able to view and navigate to the transaction level itself. Correct. So these are all transaction level information we had captured, header level, and this is the line level. And I'm not sure whether Varsha you are aware or Jakil. In this one, this is our TO table. Okay, this is our data in the TO table. Now TO table data is retained up to maximum of 326 days. Default setting Oracle provides is in 90 days. Means after 90 days, this data will be removed from these TO tables. Means you won't be able to drill down here. Maximum you can change to 326 days. And that is a certification question. That is there in your guide as well. And then these are options. Yeah, that's not an point. Any question on this one? So pretty much, I think we looked at the transaction processing. Now various different variations can be created, but in general, do you have any question?
So this what we saw just now, the demo, this is for a event-based transaction, right? I was
Correct.
hoping we can see one pass through how to configure it.
No, pass through is even simpler, correct? So in pass through, what will happen if you go here, correct? The header line. In this case, what we had not given any accounting information, isn't it? If it is a pass through, then what you will have? You will have each and every, let's say, your chart of account values coming directly from the source system. So it will be like one-to-one mapping pretty much. That is the simplest one you would have, isn't it? So here I'm
What
putting,
would be the configuration? What would be
same.
the configuration for? We would still need a mapping set, right?
Definitely. So there is no difference. You
Okay.
still need to use those concept, correct? So you still have that this event class, event modeling is still you there. You would have to have, correct? And then whatever, let's say configure account rule, if I go, I still need to define my general line rule, my debit and credit line, correct? Now, in let's say you are bringing a trial balance from the source system. There is an example, okay? Trial balance. Now, trial balance, that means you have debit and credit coming from the source system itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
So in that case, what we can do is we don't require two different line type. You can have only one line type. Okay. And in one line type, you can define, let's say, the debit line and let the source system send you positive and a negative amount. Positive means debit, negative means credit. Okay. Now, with that information, you don't need to define two different general line rule that, okay, if it is a positive, then put one debit side. If it is a negative, then put a credit side. No, you can have only one general line rule. Just put debit and that's all. Now, what will happen based on this one, switch debit and credit, this checkbox. If interfacing data is coming as a negative amount, then system is smart enough to change that particular line entry to the opposite side. So in this case, if for this rule, my debit is this one, but source system is sending me negative value, then system will automatically convert that line into the credit. You getting my point? So
Yeah.
that is from the general line rule point of view. Account rule point of view, it will be most simplest one, because now what will happen, since you are getting to your chart of account values, so you simply need to create individual rule and map it to your individual source. So here in accounting attribute, you have chart of account, and then in input, you would have one column. You just associate that one. So that would be most probably, yeah, in this case, we had created one source, isn't it? If I go here, let me create one. So test one,